All right, family. Black Power. Black Power is the truth hour with General Sarasun said he kicked back. Get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. We got a powerful one today, family. I know I want y'all to buckle in. I seen a video online where the question was asked, which was older, India or Egypt? And we got a viewpoint coming, from India that it's older than Egypt, but we're gonna clear that up, which is altogether wrong. It ain't even close in the lineup, but we'll clear that up real soon. So buckle in. Before we get started, we got that file over at Patreon, General SETI. The link is at the top of the chat. We got the jump off Hitler and ancient Egypt. We're gonna tap into what they was talking about. Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones. What was they in there looking for? We got that powerful Shabaka Stone, one of the most ancient documents on creation on the planet. Most of where the biblical creation story or scientific Big Bang come from this document. We want to tap in. And also, we got the Solomon and Melchizedek. We got that jump off too, and a connection to ancient Kemet. So most definitely get over to Patreon, KingSeti.com, online marketplace, official General SETI products, DVDs, T-shirts, hoodies, African and Kemetic necklaces. We got that for you. You can become a member right here, General SETI, Sarah Soon SETI, unlock some exclusive videos. And please give the video a thumbs up, like it because you love it, share it with your family and friends, comment, just don't say nothing stupid because you gon' get banned. And so let's jump right on off into this. Yeah, I seen the video, and we had a Hindu scholar. He was there, and he was talking about that India is older than Egypt, and so on and so forth. And so we had to clear this up. This is not even close. This is not even close for anybody that know the truth. Okay, Egypt is so far ahead because what they try to do is they try to separate Egypt from Nubia, separating Egypt from Ethiopia, separating. This is a Nile Valley civilization. And when once you take that into consideration and quit trying to play game, you got to deal, with the whole of the Nile River, the whole Nile Valley civilization. I was watching the Hindu scholar. He went to the Indus Valley. He went to the Ganges River, and so they was able to jump from river to river. And all we doing is staying on one river, which is the Nile River. Okay. And so I went, and got into it with chat, and see and it comes to, that, the chat just no different. You have to make it bow down to you. You cannot let that chat tell you what it want to tell you. You got to know something when you go in here. And so, because it'll run anything down on you. And if you ain't got that backup material, your own wisdom and knowledge to put it in check, then it gonna do you just like every, the library, the TV, the internet, and gonna have you, with the Western, viewpoint. You feel me? And so let me make sure all my sounds is is where they need to be. Hold on, family. Audio. Okay, it's in the house. All right, we're in the house, making sure. So, no, I asked the AI. I said I went straight on into AI. You see, people think I go to war with it. I don't want people. I'm glad they got it out here. SETI versus AI all day, every day. And I'm putting the bruising on AI right now. They need to get it. They need to come out with the greater version because this one right here can't beat me. You feel me? Now it said, listen to this. Yeah, I put in there, I say ancient Egypt versus India, which is the oldest. Then it come in with the short answer first. Then it says ancient Egypt and ancient India emerged at roughly the same time. Here we go with that. Impossible. Totally impossible. You see, for them to emerge at the same time. So, but see, the thing is, they got all these civilizations emerging primarily right around the same time. Sumeria, India. And here it is, the Nile Valley is the oldest area of civilization and life on the planet, and I got on AI, like, don't come playing me. Don't come in here with this, don't come in here and play me like, you already know I'm going, I got the body slam you. You feel me? And it says ancient Egypt and ancient India emerged at roughly the same time. But Egypt, listen, it already knew I was gonna come. It says, but Egypt has the earliest securely dated civilization, while India has deeper prehistoric roots, but later urban proof. Okay. So it say, I didn't even really truly understand what it was trying to say. It says that India has deeper prehistoric roots, but later urban proof. But later urban proof. It didn't have the urban proof up front. So, I see what it's trying to do. It's trying to say that it was farming and, in India much early, but Egypt came with the civilization, had the earliest civilization. But I checked that too. So, with the pre-dynastic cultures in Egypt, you're talking about 5,000 to 3,300 BCE, political unification right around 3,100 BC. And see, this is why I always told y'all, if you let somebody else count your pockets, you gonna always come up short. You can't let nobody else. All these dates is right around the same. The Sumerian right around, and it's no way possible when you look at the Great Pyramids that you talking at least 100, 200, 300,000 years of evolution that nobody, that alone is showing you. I don't care what the end date is. The end date is, okay, the pyramid was, and that's up for argument because these people is the last people on the planet, yet they are the one that are ascribing this chronology. I can't go for that and will not go for that. You see what I'm saying? You're not gonna come out of nowhere and then get to counting. You didn't even have numbers. What are we doing here? You see? And so now you got the old kingdom in 2686 BC, and so it's saying continuous kings list inscriptions, monuments, and radiocarbon dates. We're dealing with Egypt. So it says that Egypt is the oldest continuously documented civilization with firm historical anchors. Now, it did come 100 with that. So that's where India, India is trying to, no, you are not the oldest continuously documented. You know what I'm saying? Egypt, when Egypt come in, its kings, its burials is here. The tombs is here. The artifact. You go to, when you start getting to the earliest part of India, it's mythological. You see, they don't have no tombs or the first going back. That's fake. Ain't none of that is real. It's all mythological. Prove it. Bring it forth. They don't have that. You see, they got that mythology, but they do not have the stone artifacts, at 3. Listen, all of Egypt is in the BC era. You see, the majority of India's temples is in the AD period. What are we talking about here? I got it right here. The majority of their temples is in the AD. All of Egypt is in the BC period. And we talking about the earliest, 3,000 BC. You already talking about the pyramids is almost on the planet. You talking about 200,000-300,000 years of knowledge in them pyramids. Ain't no way you gonna tell me no India is more ancient than Egypt. Please say me, this is ludicrous. For people to think we gonna, let them talk to us like we don't have common sense to see past that. Wait a minute. So we get to India. Now let me put this little timeline they got up here. Ain't even worth, it ain't worth my time to put up here, but I'm gonna put it up here anyway. And let me take this out of here. And you start dealing with the dates. You talking mythological Rama, 5114 BCE, Krishna, 3112. These is mythological characters. These ain't real people. Where are y'all kings at? You coming with some mythological stuff. You see the Mahabharata, you at 3067. And I asked him, I said, well, where's the oldest Mahabharata? And they talking all that where it was orally transmitted. They didn't have literature. Stop it. Y'all don't have literature as old. It was orally. And so I got on top of the AI and I said, well, you can't tell me how old it is then. If you ain't got no documents, you understand, you ain't got no calendar and no document, I can't let you tell me how old it is. And it was orally it could be it could have been 2 days ago. How would I know how old it is? And so the AI had to tap, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, well, you right. Yeah, all of it is hypothetical. So y'all got hypothetical dates there. But anyway, let me tap back in right quick, so we can get to the root of this. Let me get back over here. Let me get back to the root of this. Okay. Now it's saying with India, now they trying to jump 7,000 BC. Early farming. This is over in the Indus Valley. Early farming and pottery, domestication, Indus Valley civilization, urban phase, 2600 to 1900 BCE. Cities like Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa. Hold on, family. All right, we back. We black in the house, family. So again, we talking about Mohenjo-Daro, Harappa, and so they talking about 2600. I seen that. You understand what I'm saying? And listen, I understand this is the Kushite, that took that civilization over there. But there's no way, and you gonna be able to convince me with all these megalithic structures, temples that still standing in ancient Egypt and Nubia, you gonna make me believe at 2600, and you can go to Hyrcanopolis, which is Nikan, where they found the Narmer's palette. You see what I'm saying? They found Narmer with 3100 BCE. And so Nikan was a real city. They got the artifacts. Show me anything. You understand what I'm saying? Show me anything. So even with that, technically that's pre-dynastic. Though you understand what is dynastic, pre-dynastic, it's dynastic and pre-dynastic. Because they found scorpions, the mace head, and scorpion was a pre-dynastic pharaoh. You see, but anyway, so listen to what it says. It says India has old prehistoric roots, but later confirmed urban civilization. Then I don't want to hear about no later confirmed or none of that. If it was above, if it's topsoil, it ain't got to be confirmed. Y'all digging stuff up from under the ground, making up stuff. I can't go with that. You see, but I'm gonna get on it. I'm just letting you know. So it says, so which is old? It depends on what you mean by oldest. The oldest documented civilization, ancient Egypt. Writing, rulers, dates, monuments, uninterrupted record. Oldest cultural roots, ancient India. The Indus Valley predates Egypt state formation by millennium. Okay, this is what it's saying. Oldest urban civilization, Egypt early state 3100 BC, Indus urban peak 26. So Egypt uh, 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 slightly earlier. Okay, and so it says here, fair bottom line, oldest kings in state, Egypt. Oldest monuments, Egypt. Oldest farming routes, India. Earliest advanced cities close tie, Egypt earliest writing, Egypt. So you got all Egypt in technically civilization. Big picture take. Both civilizations are independently ancient, not derived from one another. That's a lie. Egypt shines in historical continuity, and sacred kingship, while India shines in deep time culture and sophisticated urbanism. Okay, well, what is the urbanism? Because urbanism is cities. I don't understand that. So I let it play until I got on it. I said, so I jumped right into it. I said, you mean to tell me 80% of the time man has been on the earth has been in Africa, yet India is older than Egypt? You can't be serious. That's exactly what I said to it. And then and then it put a laughy face in there to let it know. I said, and it says, I get why that sounds wild. You're not wrong to push back. Hear what it's saying. Okay. India is not older than Egypt as a civilization. What is older in South Asia is human presence, not civilization. Big difference. So see, this is what they trying to do. They trying to take that model where Africans cross, the Horn of Africa, going into Southern Arabia, going that way. This is the route that they trying to take now. You see what I'm saying? To try to get an older Sumeria, trying to get an older India, you see, which is fake. We got to, which is fake. You master the river first. That's what Dr. Ben over you. They mastered the river first. The whole total of the river. You see, they didn't. Once they mastered the river, then they took to the sea. Okay, then they took to the sea. So they trying to say that Africans cut across the Horn of Africa, went into Southern Arabia, and from there they went over into India. And so they did all of that. Before they mastered the river, believe it or not. And so it's saying humanity itself, it says, yes, atomically modern humans arise in Africa 300,000 plus years ago. Listen to what it says. 80 to 90% of human history happens in Africa before large-scale migration. So technically, everything you see outside of Africa is almost 20 to 10%. You see what I'm saying? And when they went out, they didn't, they were still African. So, I mean, I don't get off into all of that, the mutation. I don't get off into it. You see what I'm saying? Because you're dealing with 20 to 10%. And if you go with the 90% to 10%, and then you got to cut that in half because African people stayed African. So when did you come on the scene to be able to say you older than Africa? I just don't understand that. You see, I just don't understand that. So they trying to throw a hook in the game by saying that our people crossed over in the Horn of Africa, You see what I'm saying? And because they did that, they was able to get into India and much earlier than Egypt. Make that make sense? Okay, and so it says what makes civilization, cities, writing, organized religion and administration, monumental architecture, kingship, state structure. You see, and so they got say pre-dynastic Nile culture, 6,000 to 3,300 BCE, first unified state on Earth, 3,100 BC. This is all in the Nile Valley. So Egypt is the world's first fully expressed civilization. But what it's saying, humans present much earlier in India, farming at Maragra, Mahagra. I think that's the city. It's in the Indus Valley. They talking about 7,000 BC. Let's be serious. There's no way you gonna make me believe that them people was over there farming. And what was Africans doing? And they've been in Africa almost 90% of the time. What was they eating? They wasn't farming. I'm gonna show you. Matter of fact, let me throw my chronology up to go on and smash that real quick because I got it right here. Let me go and put that up. Wait a minute, get that one up out of here. Let me put my chronology up there. This is from African kingdoms of the past. Do you see that? 10,000 BC, earliest cultivation of grains along the Nile. Who dates is you using? You see what I'm saying? Already 10,000 BC, earliest cultivation of grains along the Nile. You see, you can't go in that AI and you ain't got no backup. They're gonna go in there and tell you anything. But it says, even though they have farming, but it says, but no cities, no kings, writing, or state systems yet. You see, so they didn't have nothing. So they were just farming. So they just beat us at farming. That's what they saying. Writing still undeciphered, no known kings, dynastic lists, or sacred monarchy. This is India. This is the Indus Kush. So when they say that they older than Egypt, see, the argument is still for the chat that they saying that their presence was earlier, but they was in an agricultural state. They didn't have no civilization. They didn't have no cities. They didn't have no kings. They didn't have no writings or state system. They didn't have that. Writing still undeciphered. Civilization comes later than Egypt. That's dealing with and so, the confusion, listen what it's saying, because a lot of people, they talking about what people talking about online. And the confusion people push online, India is older than Egypt. What they actually mean, often badly explained, humans lived in India very early. Okay, that's true. But what it's saying, what is not for, therefore, Indian civilization is older, and that is false. Now, the AI did check that. Yeah, because you lived there, which they didn't even live there earlier, because I checked it. I finally put the checkmate on it. So it says, yeah, human migration does not mean civilization. So the AI checked that. And that's what a lot of them is not explaining. But so it says the real bottom line, no dodge. Africa, cradle of humanity. Nile Valley, cradle of civilization. Egypt, first historical state. India, ancient, profound, but later urbanized. Yeah, it says if someone says India is older than Egypt, the only correct response is yes. Human presence, yes. Civilization, no. Okay. Now this is what okay. But listen. I'm gonna go on straight to the body slam. So, because this what really just threw it all. It just crushed the conversation. Because I threw Nubia in the game. And see, when I threw Nubia in the game, that body slammed everything. You see, that body slammed everything. because it admitted that Egypt had tools. They found tools in Egypt 200,000 years old. I said, well, damn, who made the tools? And they tried to go to one of them earlier humanoids, but I body slammed. Let me get down here when I threw Nubia in the game. You see, then I threw Nubia in there. Okay, let me get down here. Okay, then I put in it. How old is the fossil record in Nubia, Sudan? Because they want to, you want to cut Egypt is the last, but it's a part of the Nile Valley civilization. This is one civilization. You can't cut off Egypt from Nubia and Nubia from Ethiopia, and this is one river, you see? And so, I asked the question, how old is the fossil record of Nubia, Sudan? It said, great question. Nubia, modern Sudan, is actually stronger than Egypt when it comes to deep human fossils. Let's go strictly by evidence. Bones first, tools second, and keep speculations labeled. What it said is that the earliest secure human fossils in Sudan is 160,000 to 130,000. See, that's where it cracked their head at. I say, oh, y'all want to play games then. You see what I'm saying? So, see, you want to play games. So one of the oldest human fossils in the Nile Valley is in Sudan, older than anything confirmed on the Egyptian, older than any confirmed Egyptian human fossil. Okay, and so they even found one 200,000 years, 200,000 years in the Sudan. Okay, as matter of fact, they found another one, 100,000 to 70,000 years old. And so what I did is I just went on ahead and put in there. Let's weigh it up now. Let's weigh it up. I say, how much older is Nubia than India? This is a clean way to answer it. Numbers, bones, no height. How much older is Nubia, Sudan than India in the fossil record? Short answer, Nubia is roughly 130,000 to 160,000 years older than India in confirmed human fossil. See, shut it down. See right there, we shut it down. We shut it down. We went to Mama Nubia. We went to Mama KUSH. We went to Mama KUSH, shut it down. So yeah, they be thinking they can play games with us. No, you're not even close. You're not even close. So they talking about, and a lot of time what the chat finally said, because there's so many floods in Egypt, and a lot of evidence got washed away. You see what I'm saying? So yes, Egypt fossil record is not so much that people wasn't in the land, and it was swampish down there. It was swampish, but what Nubia is the ancient source of Egypt. So when you speak of Egypt, you got to speak of Nubia. And so ain't no way you gonna make me believe that no India is older than the Nile Valley. And when you speak, you cannot separate the Nile Valley. Egypt, Nubia, Aksum, Ethiopia, Punt, and Great Lakes region of Africa. All of that is connected. You see, from the source on down to the mouth. And so we most definitely set that record straight. We most definitely set that record straight. So don't play with the gentleman. You feel what I'm saying? We wait a minute. Let me see. Family in the house. Yeah, we just getting started. Yeah, that's powerful. I got that book. I got that book out of a little small library, man, back in the 1990s. You know, and he came with the evidence. You see where he showed possible founding in Nubia of earliest known monarchy, 3800. Yeah, yeah, 3800 BC. So they had in this book, it already gave reference to, and then you can see 3500 to 2800 BC, the A group of Lower Nubia, which is this is the A group, Aswan on down to Buhan, KUSH stool, and you know what I'm saying. So they can't play with us. They can't play with us. You feel what I'm saying? That's our people over there. The Hindu Kush is our people. That's not what I'm saying. You know, and so people know that that's our people. That's our architecture. That we established that. You see, and I gave reference to Osiris, where the Greeks said that Osiris went over to India and founded civilization. Gave them civilization. That's exactly what it said. I appreciate y'all. They ain't got nothing over there. They got some things though. They got some things, but it was much later. You see what I'm saying? It was much later, and it was African technology that put it over there. The people that are over there, they fabricating just like a lot of other people that didn't come upon our great monuments in other various lands, and then they try to claim it for themselves, like a lot of people in the Americas. They know they ain't indigenous, but they trying to claim our pyramids and the technology. It is our technology. It would not be here if it wasn't for Africans and African technology. But I appreciate y'all, family. Get on over there, the Patreon. We got that file over there again. Let me get that one out of there. We got that Hitler jump off. Hitler in ancient Egypt. We got that jump off. We also got the Shabaka stone. Matter of fact, why did that one keep popping up? Let me get that one up back. We got the Shabaka stone dealing with the great creation story, Memphite theology that the great king of the 25th dynasty Shabaka put down from an even more ancient scroll, and he retranscribed that document on a stone and gave it to the world again. And then we got Solomon Melchizedek connection to ancient Kemet. All of that is over on my Patreon. Click that link and get that fire. I'll be right back, family. See you soon. Arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on the wicked beast. Daily liberation through African education and confrontation. Boom. Black Power.